Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another interesting tasting this afternoon. And today we're tasting a wine from an estate that we both feel very strongly acquainted because we taste so many of the wines. Jordan, which again needs no introduction, but you know Gary and them much better than what I do.
No, both Gary and Kathy. They are phenomenal humans, and not only making great wine, they live so close to the earth. And I recently did an article for the Guild on soil, and Gary, he's just a wealth of information. If you thought you know a lot about soil, not until you've spoken to Gary. So I have immense respect that they don't only make wine shooting from the hip when it comes to that.
No.
They really invest into understanding their environment and all the different nuances thereof.
The soils are the terroir,
And
isn't it?
what they give back, the farm's charity drives. Really, when people go there, they can have a food and wine experience. They can really immerse themselves into the area. They've got accommodation. They've got so much to offer. And they've got the Jardine restaurant. They've got this bakery that I just love.
Yeah, it's just been
under
the
the
Stellenbosch
trees.
bakery. Yeah.
So much to say about them. But today, if we can just highlight one wine, you know, Sauvignon Blanc, something that South Africans live for in summer.
Sure. Sauvignon Blanc, one part of it. The fact that it's been fermented in wood is another one,
Yeah,
which is not there plenty around, right?
yeah.
So Sauvignon Blanc that has spent some that has gone through some oak fermentation, which is the Outlier 2020 Sauvignon Blanc from Jordan, of course. Exquisite wine. I mean, we tasted it about half an hour ago, and now we're going to talk about it. And I mean, the words just, there's so much happening on this wine, on the nose and on the palate. But let's start from the beginning.
What you were talking about, you were saying something about oak.
Yeah.
I think more and more Sauvignon Blancs do see oak, but calling this the Outlier
Sure.
is they're trying to say that you can expect something different.
Different, not in the norm, right?
Yeah, and to see what Sauvignon Blanc, you know, it's a grape that does have an affinity with oak. It doesn't need to be unoaked. It doesn't need to be your blousy, cheerful kind of summer wine.
No, you don't.
It's something that you want to take into summer, but you can pair so much different foods with it.
Sam, but that being said, when you're going to start taking Sauvignon Blanc and wood, you've got to have your ducks in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have a very smart approach. You still want all that delicious tropical fruit and I mean, when I said like it smelled like squeezed granella,
Exactly.
granadella juice.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take anything away from that, and the oak will only play a supportive role. It's not a wine that we tasted earlier. We tasted it earlier. What I'm trying to say, it's changed a little bit. It doesn't have a monster acidity. It's got a fresh acidity.
Sure.
And a shapely acidity. So again, that is a very easy drink for summer. And we had tempura waterblommetjies.
Yeah.
It's something that's in season, and you can play with it. You can tempura leeks. You just have to have the right tempura batter. But anything that little bit of richness like that will add to this wine.
You know, Sam, on the nose, you would never say this is a 2020. I mean, it's got the elegance, it's got the ripeness of a 3-year-old Sauvignon Blanc. But the moment it gets onto your palate, then you've got all that amazing freshness that's come through. But let's talk about the nose very quickly.
I like the fact that it's, you know, when we're in the Cape Floral Kingdom, so it immediately awakens that kind of a feeling of being in the middle of fynbos, but fresh morning fynbos. So it's got that sweet herbaceous, it's almost got a bit of a pea shoot character on it as well. So, but it's not, I'm not talking green.
No,
I'm talking like
no.
a really whimsical kind of a herbaceous quality.
So when I was younger, when I used to come home from school with some friends, our favorite, especially in winter, was a slice of toast with lemon curd.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did your mom make it?
Yeah. So lemon curd, thick on a slice of toast, and when you take that first bite and you get to experience those flavors and the bouquet,
wow.
that's what I'm getting on this one.
Oh, wow.
Lemon curd on toast, beautiful.
Well, you'll probably get that curdy kind of, that's probably from the oak or from,
Sure.
even
And then-
just lees, you know, it will have that.
I mean, it's got that green
Richness.
apple, that Granny Smith. It's got that lime, not lemon, lime.
I get that safari dried fruit, dried
Yeah.
apple, dried pear.
Dehydrated fruit, yeah? Yeah. But trust me, once it gets onto your palate,
I mean, earlier I said like it reminded me of dried fruit and granola.
yeah, that was a perfect. Yes,
So you
yes,
got
you're
some
right,
of
you're
that
right,
raw
right.
almond skin.
You're right.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you were proud of that description.
Well, something new, eh? To add to the vocabulary.
So there's your freshness, Sam. I mean, there's undoubtedly, you know, you're tasting Sauvignon Blanc. Undoubtedly, you know, there's oak. However, it's so proportionate, so extremely well integrated that the like you said earlier, the wine is complete. There's no edges sticking out.
It's very textured.
Very, very textured, and everything starts in the tip and then carries right through mid palate and then lingers, and then comes to a point where it says, okay, now it's enough. Another mouthful. I want to experience flavors all over again. Again, this is a wine that you could drink on its own. However, like you said, we've paired this with tempura waterblommetjies and with a tartar sauce. Well, tartar sauce with a twing of somebody's ingredients. And I don't even know what
I'll
is
share
it.
my recipe.
However, that worked extremely well because you have the acidity in the wine that cuts through that tempuraness in the waterblommetjie, and then you've got the fruit that's
The
holding up.
oiliness you're talking about.
And then you've got the fruit that's holding up to the tartar, which is perfect combination.
I've got to give away a tip when it comes to Sauvignon Blanc, whether it's oaked or whether it's unoaked. The moment you add something like mint has got this very special affinity. That's why we chopped up some mint in the aioli. Not a tartar, it was more like an aioli. It enhances the fruit character in the wine. So just a little tip, mint always works well.
Jordan Estate, Gary, thank you very much for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure. It's always an honor tasting your wines right across the table. Go through to the go to the property. I mean, they've got the most amazing restaurant, and the property as such. And it just ticks every single box. Yeah, thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you for tasting with me. Very, very good 2020 Sauvignon Blanc.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Excellent winemaking. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Cheers.
watching.
Cheers.